Good morning, everyone. It's Wednesday, February the 8th, and we will continue in this month of love, continue to look at the love chapter from 1 Corinthians chapter 13. Today we're going to look at verse 3. And verse 3 says this, and it's in the New Living Translation. If I gave everything I have to the poor and even sacrificed my body, I could boast about it, but if I didn't have love, I would have gained nothing. Part of what Paul is doing is he's continuing on from where he began in the first two verses. Initially starting off with, being very good at languages of both those who live on the earth and as well as angelic languages, or being someone who had the gift of prophecy, who understood God's heart and his mind and his secret plans and possessed all kinds of knowledge and had great faith. But without love, it meant nothing. Now he goes to the very practical side of things where he begins to say, if I gave everything I had to the poor, I became sacrificial to all of my finances, but not only just my finances, but to the very essence of everything I am, strength and body-wise. If I even allowed my body to be given so fully over that it was like I was sacrificing it as a burnt offering. And then I like the way the New Living Translation says, I could boast about it. In other words, saying, wow, that'd be a lot of people that would rise up and go, hey, way to go. What an amazing person. What an amazing man of God. Look at how much he gave to everybody. But then he says, but if it didn't come out of a heart of love, only because of my need to be able to boast and feel good about myself, it really means nothing. If it wasn't done out of a heart of love, it means nothing. Jesus said similar things in his teachings about giving of ourselves. It's not that we shouldn't give of ourselves. Absolutely. There's many scriptures that talk about laying down your lives daily for the sake of your brothers and sisters. But in Luke chapter 18, he talks about this parable of the Pharisee and the tax collector meeting in the temple and praying. And he says of the Pharisee stood there and he began to proclaim himself and his goodness to God by praying things like, God, I thank you that I am not like these other people, robbers, evildoers, adulterers, or even like this tax collector beside me. I fast twice a week and I give a tenth of all that I get. There he was using the things that he did, the things that he utilized, he was using them in order to boast. I think Paul, when he's writing to his church in Corinth, is perhaps referencing what Jesus had said here by saying, yeah, even if I do all these great things, offer my body to be sacrificed and give everything that I have materially wise to the poor, hey, I can pat myself on the back, I can boast about it. But if I don't have love, it really amounts to nothing at all. Those are the things that we need to be concerned of as we live out lives of service for others. That's one of the things that we really want to see happen in our lives, is that God uses us for the sake of others, for the good of others, so that he might be able to enact and fulfill his kingdom because of the love that we show, not only for Christ, but also the love that we give to others. So that our act of generosity to others comes out of a heart of love, not out of a sense of obligation or guilt, which I think we all do that way too often, don't we? Well, I hope that's an encouragement for you to be people who give out of a heart of love. And as God allows you the strength and ability, and you have a listening ear to hear how he is directing you to give, that you might find much joy in that sacrifice of love for God and for his kingdom. God bless you, church. Praying for you today.